let's talk about hardware. So, wait, I need to see this image now. Fuck you, Dark. Actually, I have more shoes than that. That's the sad part. I have more than that. I have more than that, Dark. That's the really, really sad part. So, here's the thing. So Dynamic Gamer, if you're still here, by the way, let's talk about this. This is actually the mixer, the input that I have. If you have an external sound mixer like I do, I feel like a Behringer or something like that, you may need a way to take the output that you're getting from your mixer back into a computer. Or even for a second streaming computer, you may need a way to take the audio from your computer to that computer if you're not using something like HDMI. So what you want to do is have something like this, which all this does is take an input of sound, whether it's quarter inch or XLR, and convert it to digital input. And something like this is pretty simple. I think this was about $100, but that's literally all it does. But it also keeps that quality really, really good. So that's one of the things, like if you want the quality to be good, you gotta spend some money sometimes. So, so maybe this is what you need if you have a mixer that is, you know, a non-traditional mixer. But to be honest with you, like if you have any just regular mixer, it does not even have to be a digitized mixer or anything like that. You can use any mixer, and something like this will just take it and allow that input into the computer, and that's all you really need. So if you're looking for either a second PC setup or just to take any generic mixer and have it work with your streaming setup, something like this. It's pretty simple, pretty standard. It is somewhat expensive, like I said, about at least about $100, but that's all you need. Also brings me to the question of second streaming PC and capture cards. I do have a capture card. So here's one of the things. If you're getting a capture card, the number one suggestion I can tell you to do is go internal. Go internal, unless you're streaming from a laptop, which you shouldn't be, by the way, unless that is your only option. Unless it's your only option, you should be streaming from a desktop and go internal. The external capture cards have tons of problems because you're trying to not only capture everything on a device, but you're also trying to send it over USB. And USB honestly just doesn't have the throughput for it. So go internal, get an internal capture card. I do recommend either the new internal Elgato, which you see a picture of right here, which is really amazing. It's brand new and it does 60 FPS and 1080p, which is really awesome. Or the one that I have currently, which is the AverMedia Pro. Both of these are really great, but I definitely would recommend the Elgato. Somebody I know asked me a second ago, what this thing is called. This is the Focusrite Scarlett 2i4. Or you can get the 2i2. Both work just as well. This is the Focusrite Scarlett 2i2. But I do recommend these if you are trying to set up either a second PC setup, or if you're streaming from an Xbox or Xbox One or PS4 or anything like that, get a capture card and put that on the computer. Do it on the computer. You're going to open yourself up to options like the overlays, like follow alerts, etc., etc. Whereas if you're just streaming from the Xbox One or PS4, if you're using the built-in streaming options, you limit yourself drastically. So make sure you guys do that. But that shit's expensive! Yes, it fucking is. Yes, it is. Streaming is expensive. Streaming is expensive, guys. It is. It may not seem like it. When you're first looking at streaming, you're like, oh, all I have to do is just get this free software called OBS and send it over to Twitch and it captures my game and that's it. That's all I have to do. Sadly enough, that's what gets you started into it. It's so easy to get into streaming, but then you realize all the requirements. You know, like the things that actually make you successful cost money. That's the problem. And so here's the deal. Get yourself good hardware. Getting yourself good hardware is expensive. Paying for all this shit is expensive. Like getting good hardware, getting emotes, getting all this other stuff, which I'm going to list basically all these things. One of the biggest things that I spend money on, one of the absolute biggest fucking things I spend money on is giveaways. Giveaways bring in so much traffic. And we've talked about stream traffic before. We've talked about viewer traffic, but giveaways bring in so much. And yes, it's a gimmick, but that's one more person that's coming by your stream that you can make an influence on that can potentially be part of your loyal viewership. G2A is one of the things I use. I don't like it sometimes. I don't like it sometimes. A lot of people hate G2A. A lot of people hate it. But here's the thing. I use it sometimes. There's Green Man Gaming, there's GOG, there's Steam itself. The more reliable giveaway option that you buy, the more expensive it's going to cost you. And if you do a ton of giveaways like I do, then saving every little bit sometimes helps. Sometimes I have to replace people's games. I've probably had to replace, over the last year of streaming, buying from G2A, I've had to replace probably about 4 people's games. Does it make up for it with the money I save from buying games on G2A? Yeah, it does. like to be honest with you, like I'm still saving by buying them through G2A. Now, is it a pain in the ass? Absolutely. G2A only allows me to buy like 5 games at a time. And when I'm trying to buy like 40, it's kind of a big fucking pain in the ass, but it's money saved. And I learned a long time ago that sometimes, like, if you have time, you can save money. If you have money, you can save time. But you can't really do both at the same time. So, you know, it's up to you, but I do recommend using like Steam or something like that. Use the official service if you can afford it. But other than that, you know, that sort of thing. The other thing is getting sounds and videos and stuff like that. As we mentioned before, you can buy from videohive.net or other things like that. But at some point, you're gonna have to pay for stuff. Sometimes you have to pay for stuff, and not ringtones, but you know, getting non-copyright sounds and getting stuff that you can use on your stream and getting videos and stuff like that. You need to sometimes spend money for that. And I mean, granted, like I said, if you have the time to make the videos, go for it. But that's kind of how it is. I mean, the more professional your stream is going to be, the more it's going to bring people to it. That's pretty much it. Also brings me to emotes. I made 5 of these emotes. However, the other ones I didn't make. I made the smash, the hype, the heart, the raid, and the greed emotes. Now, the other emotes I didn't make myself. I had other people, and I commissioned those people. Because, to be honest with you, when you commission other people for emotes, especially people who do it for a living, you're gonna hopefully get good emotes. Emotes that will get people to subscribe. It's expensive, but you have to spend money to make money sometimes. And that's the key. Which brings me to making money. As one of the last subjects we're gonna touch on tonight is the elephantitis in the room. The elephant in the room. We're gonna talk about making money on Twitch. And this is the thing that's like, everybody is like, how do you even make money? How much do you make? Etc. etc. Let's just talk about the basics for a second here. Get a button. Get a button. Get a frickin' button. Get a donation button. That's basic and simple and that sort of thing. Whether you go through Twitch alerts, whether you use your direct PayPal link, whatever you want to use, get a button. Make a PayPal account, get a button. Now, there's a lot of streamers out there who only stick with Patreon. To be honest with you, Patreon drives me crazy. And if somebody has Patreon, I usually will not donate to them. Now, I donate myself to a lot of other streamers. It's kind of like this random thing where like, I'll rub your ass if you rub mine, which is stupid because to be honest with you, Twitch gets all that money, which is dumb, but it's a way of showing support. To be honest with you, guys, honestly, make a button. Now, does that mean go full on sellout? No, it doesn't. Don't talk about, like, honestly, don't do what I'm doing right now. Don't talk about the donation buttons. Like, do not talk about you can donate to me, you can do this. Unless it's like a charity stream or something like that. Honestly, just don't talk about donations at all. Like, don't even mention it. Like, do not go full on sellout. Which brings me to, the third wheel. This is going to bring me to other things that basically, besides Twitch itself, with subscribing, with the commission thing if you're on the creative channel, or besides, PayPal itself or direct donations, Patreon's kind of okay, but it's more of a subscription service. I do not recommend being Harry Potter here. I do not recommend using any sort of third wheel programs, any sort of third party programs such as Game Wisp, such as anything else where it's going to circumvent Twitch. Now, however, a lot of people want to start making money early on. A lot of people want to start making money early on, and they'll use Game Wisp. To be honest with you, if you are a non-partner streamer on Twitch and you're using Game Wisp and you're close to being partnered, you're hurting your chances. Twitch is a business, guys. Twitch is a business. And just the same as they don't want you live streaming on YouTube, they're going to see your Game Wisp thing where your people are subscribing to get benefits on your channel. And they're not going to see it as, oh, that's people that want to spend money. That's people already spending money that's not going to Twitch. And to be honest with you, like, it's only going to hurt your chances. It's really only going to hurt your chances. Like, I do not recommend using Game Wisp at all. To be honest with you, when I see Game Wisp on certain things, what it's doing, to be honest with you, is trying to circumvent Twitch's partnership program. It's like, oh, I can't get partnered. I'm going to use this subscription program. So to be honest with you, I would really, really, really recommend, if you are considering it or you do have it on your channel, to not do that. If you want to get partnered or you're close to being partnered. Now, if you that's your way of making money or whatever, and that's the way you want to do it, do it. But I'm just telling you from a personal perspective and from a business perspective, if I saw somebody with Game Wisp on there, I would consider them less for a partnership if I was the person hiring for Twitch. Which you have to understand, there's someone hiring for Twitch. If you're looking to get partnered, they're looking to hire you for Twitch, and they're comparing you against a bunch of other streamers, and they do not look at how many donations you get. They could care less. What they want to know is if you have a good community. And to be honest with you, when you have something like Game Wisp or third-party programs that give benefits to certain members of your community, in circumventing Twitch, what you're looking at is basically grouping your community or separating your community out. You're isolating your community from other members of your community, which is not what you want to do. It's one of the same reasons why we don't really have a lot of sub-only benefits in our channel. Our community is a community, and we all know that the people with the hammers next to their names are awesome for supporting the stream, but they're not treated so much more differently than the viewers in the channel. Now, you can go into plenty of other channels where the subscribers get treated like gods, and but it makes the viewers feel like shit. And to be honest with you, what your number one goal is not so much to have a community, but it's to build a community. And keep in mind, this is a non-finished construction project. This project will not finish. You need to keep building. Never, ever, ever stop building your community. Never feel like you're at that point where your community is done building. It's never done building. So, right. Like, Game Wisp is kind of in a way, it's kind of in a way to where it's saying, these are all the people that would sub, but at the same time, they're already doing it, and they're not going to change it out. And that's kind of the problem, is like, Twitch doesn't care about how much money they're bringing in. They want to know your community, because if you have a good community, you're going to have a lot of subs. It's kind of how it works out. So I'll mention again, you have to spend money to make money. Just like a slot machine, sometimes it lucks out. Sometimes you spend money in certain areas on your stream and you make money from it. You know, like doing giveaways and that sort of thing. Sometimes you do. Sometimes we'll have epic giveaway nights, and the amount of donations that I get back from those giveaway nights completely circumvents the money I spent on it. Sometimes it doesn't. And that's the risk you take. Having your own business is a risk. And being a streamer on Twitch, if you are taking it seriously, is your own business. So make sure you do take it that way, and understand that, you know, sometimes you have to put money into it. Now, granted, some people can just use donation money to do it. But to be honest with you, if you are starting out on Twitch and really, really want to make it, set aside all of your donation money to spend back on Twitch. Whether that's giveaways, whether that's new computer hardware, whether that's new stuff for your stream, set it aside and make sure that money is going back into making you money. Like I said, you have to spend money to make money. Kind of basic business sense there. The other thing is, when you get donations, guys, be humble about it. Be humble about it. Yes, as I've grown, the $1 and $2 donations have meant less to me. that does not mean that I don't appreciate them anymore. I wholeheartedly appreciate every single donation that I get. Every single one. The dollars, the 69 cents, the whatever I get from people. I appreciate every single donation I get, because every single donation I get is $1 extra or $10 extra or $100 extra that goes towards my dream of doing this full time, like 100% full time. And to be honest with you, if you don't think your donations, even the smallest ones, people will stop donating, even the smallest ones, and those dollars add up. Those dollars add up. So make sure you guys, when you do get donations from Twitch, thank them. And to be honest with you, that's very similar to hosting and rating. That's your way of mentioning donations without mentioning it. So make sure you do mention that, like, that's your way of basically saying, hey, I have a donation button, you know, that sort of thing. And it's also like, let your emotions flow. A lot of people will like get up and walk away from their stream or something like that when they get emotional from donations. Let them go. People donate oftentimes to see you get emotional. Let it happen. People are there for you. They want to see all the sides of you. And whether that's a side where you're like crying happy tears from donations or whatnot, people are there for you. And let them see you. Let them see all aspects of you, including the side that they just donated for. So that's one of the biggest things. Now, somebody was